Hey friends, if you are doing this stretch workout, you've probably just completed some kind of HIIT, high impact, or jog. And how did you do? Congrats. I know you're probably easing back into this. It's okay to take it slow. And as you know, if you have questions or if you need some help troubleshooting some things that are coming up in your body, please don't hesitate to reach out. But now that you're back, we're gonna do some stretches. I want you to start with your right sits bone, right hand. You're gonna find that sits bone, that bony point underneath you, walk up an inch, and then I want you to walk towards the outside of the hip about an inch. Take the pads of all four fingers, press straight into that glute muscle. Imagine there's a spider under your foot, and you're just gonna grind those toes down into the ground as you apply a little bit of pressure. What we're trying to do here is release what's called your internal obturator. It's part of the pelvic floor fascia and tends to get a little tight on a lot of us. So we're just gonna spend a few minutes here relaxing and then shake that out. We're gonna go to the other side. So find your left sits bone, walk up an inch, about out to the outside of the hip about an inch, press in with the pads of all four fingers and squish that bug under your left foot. You can kind of move your fingers around there too, depending on where you feel like you need a little bit of extra love or pressure. Good, I want you to find any surface, a chair, a couch. You're gonna prop that leg up on it. Take your hand to the inside of your thigh, same hand as leg, face your leg, and then just swipe away a few times. So you might feel a stretch in that adductor. We did this fascia work before our impact workout as well. I'm gonna take one more, and then I want you to take that right hand to the right sits bone, face your leg. Imagine that your hand is holding like a ping pong ball or a bouncy ball, and you're just gonna bounce up and down here a little bit. And then shake that leg and arm out. We're gonna go over to the other side. So pop it up on another surface, hand to the inside of the thigh, face the leg, and swipe out to the end down by your knee. So top of the thigh and away. And just try to, as you're going through these stretches, just focus on that diaphragmatic breathing. Maybe you're a little out of breath from the cardio of your impact work. See if you can relax the pelvic floor as you do this. Take that hand to the left sits bone, imagine a bouncy ball, and just take a few little bounces here, up and down. And then bring it out, shake out the legs a little bit, walk yourself around. And I want you to just take your hands and I want you to tap all the way down and around the legs. So you can focus on one leg, get up into the glute. And shake that out, in through the hips, down this leg. Get into the lower back. And outside of the glutes here. We're gonna take a standing quad stretch, so hold on to something if you need to. Bring that heel to your butt. Drop that knee straight down to the ground. If you don't feel much here, you can add a little bit of tuck of that pelvis. Ooh, yes. And you're gonna get right into that quad and hip flexor. Breath. Try not to grip your pelvic floor muscles here. And then when you're ready, we're just gonna switch over to the other side. So drop that knee straight down, even out the pelvis, tuck the pelvis if you wanna go a little deeper. Relax those pelvic floor muscles. And then shake that out. We're gonna take a standing figure four. Again, hang on to something if needed, cross ankle over knee. Press those sits bones directly behind you. And breathe into this. You can also do the stretch from a seated position if it feels like it's too difficult to hold the balance as you're standing. Good, switch over to the other side, ankle over knee, sit those hips back, straight back. You're gonna bring your legs out to a wide straddle, and I want you to just come down through the center here. If hands don't reach, you can always balance your hands on your knees, but I want you to just feel a little bit of a stretch at the hamstrings, back of the legs. Breathe into this. You can wiggle those toes out to the side and take an extended leg here into that Spider-Man stretch. Feel that stretch in that extended leg, that adductor from the knee up into the side of the pelvic floor. And then switch over to the other side. Walk your hands over. Feel how this line just inserts up into the pelvic floor. It affects that pelvic fascia, those pelvic floor muscles. Good, and then I'm gonna come down to a kneeling position. Square off your hips. Hips go back. Flex those toes up towards the ceiling and stretching the back of the hamstring here. Breathe here for a few counts. And then we're gonna switch over to the other side. Leg is forward, toes are flexed, hips go straight back. Spend a few extra counts or breaths in the leg that's a little bit tighter. Check in with your pelvic floor. Are you holding tension? Release it. And then come all the way down to a seated position, soles of the feet together, lift up nice and tall, and then pitch your body weight forward with a flat back. Once you kind of reach that max with the flat back, go ahead and just curl yourself forward. And I really think of relaxing that front section of the pelvic floor here, just trying to open and release it. Take one more breath. Good, and then I want you to come all the way down to your back and lift those legs up into a happy baby. So you're either going to, if you're pregnant, this one might not work, just depending on where you are. You can either grab your toes or the outsides of your feet, and then you're just gonna give yourself a little rock from side to side. And as creepy as it sounds, I want you to think of those 3 sphincters in the pelvic floor, front, middle, and back, as just like opening and reaching up towards the sky. And take one more breath. And let it go. If you have a few extra minutes, maybe just hit a savasana, let the weight of your body melt down into the floor. Imagine that your muscles are just melting off the bone. Check in to see if everything's kind of aligned. Relax your jaw, relax the muscles in your forehead, relax your pelvic floor. And hang out here for as long as you want. If you just did a run or a HIIT workout, you deserve it. Set a timer for a minute. Give yourself at least a minute just to let go here. And congrats. I'll see you guys soon.